Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's up, YouTube? Diggy546. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want more sports content. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell. I thought I saw somebody over. I won't tell if you hit that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. I have spent a long time as a Washington, D.C. native. And I have looked at this stain that's offensive to me, the people of DC, the people of Maryland, the people of Virginia, that's offensive to Native Americans. I've looked at this heaping just pile of garbage trot onto the field every Sunday, some Mondays, some Thursdays, maybe once every 200 years, some Saturdays. I've seen this over and over again for years. Just completely just stink up the place. It just stinks every Sunday when they play. It just stinks. And it brings me so much joy to watch them fail and be miserable. I'm not gonna mention their name because we all know they don't exist anymore. It's over. They're gonna have to change it. They gotta get rid of it. It's over. But Dan Snyder, how does it feel, man? How does it feel to know that you poked out your chest and you straightened out your suit and you said, this name will not change as long as I'm owner? How does it feel to know that you have to change the name? Is it embarrassing? Does it suck? Do you feel like you have to do something that you don't want to do? Do you feel like people aren't listening to your point of view? Well, that's how it felt when you decided to ignore all of the people saying that you should have changed the name years ago. Daniel Snyder is a special piece of work. And on top of this name change, before I get to bring out a video just about the name change, of course there's more you thought you plugged a leak and it's just more coming out. It's just more water, more feces, everything just leaking out of just what that stadium that they play in. It's just more coming out. Women can't even go to that facility without being sexually harassed, which isn't surprising because if you have a name that's a racial slur, why would you care about if women are being treated properly in your workplace? I doubt he cared. And then there's so many other rumors. Jay Gruden is a drug addict. They're having sex parties. They're doing everything under the sun. We all saw the videos of Jay Gruden outside in front of this place smoking some kind of a drug, and everybody swept it under the rug. But me, I don't forget. I see everything that goes on with this team, and I've always paid very close attention to them because they're always up to just no good. And where there's a stink, you know what you'll find. You know what you're gonna find every time something stinks. You pull the curtains back and you see them for what they really are. So like I said, Dan Snyder, how does it feel to be bullied by all these sponsors that came out and said, you better change the name? How does it feel to be embarrassed and have all these stories, whether they're true, whether they're not true, come out about you? And I believe they're true because I don't think you're that good of a person at all. Paying off referees and losing games. Come on, man. You're paying off referees, you're doing all kinds of crazy things with the cheerleaders, you're having parties, and Jay Gruden's benching running backs that if they would have stayed in the game, Alex Smith's leg wouldn't be broken in 27 places and he wouldn't almost have died on the field. This is the kind of dysfunction that happens when you have evil people running a franchise, running a company. It's always going to blow up in your face. You cannot be that evil and nasty and disgusting for that long and not have it blow up in your face. So I have no sympathy for whatever they call themselves. I honestly wish nothing but the worst for them for eternity. Until he's out of this league, it's beyond just a rivalry thing. Until he's out of the league, I can't have any respect for him. Because he's not a good person at all. He listened to all those people crying, and then he goes and pays off natives, and he goes and surveys 500 natives. And they have like the population for the natives in the US is, now of course these people aren't 100% Native American because the country did a really good job of killing them off and committing genocide against them. But out of the 5 million people that are classified as Native American, you pick 500 of them and ask them, does the name offend them, and paid them? What did you think they were going to say? And then the Cleveland Indians name. First of all, they're not Indians. Do you know where India is? Do we need a map to find India? Because it's not here. Christopher Columbus needed a map. He did not find India. He found America. He didn't even find America. He found the Caribbean, I'm pretty sure. Christopher Columbus did not find India. And for some reason, all these people get up every day and still use the term Indians. So that's a completely different subject. But going back to it, you've used a racial slur for years. And the only reason that you decide that you're never going to change it and you're going to stick your feet in the ground and plant it there is because, oh, well, that's how it's always been done. You know, a lot of evil things have always been done the same way they've always been done. And it's not going to work anymore. It won't stand anymore. Whether these companies actually care about the problem or not, they don't want the PR. They don't want that. So you're done. And Dan Snyder needs to be removed. He needs to be removed, and whatever they change their name to, it will never, this curse on them will never stop until they get him and all the rest of those evil people out of the building. That's my point of view. How many times have you seen them take players who were supposed to be just great and awesome players, all these players that are supposed to be all-world talents, and either they go to that team and don't get anything done, or they go to the team and completely just regress. Albert Hainsworth, Deion Sanders, Bruce Smith, Jason Campbell, Dwayne Haskins, Landon Collins, Josh Norman. So many players that everybody thought was so good go to this team and nothing good happens. So I don't want to hear anything else about things are always going to be the way they are, because that's just not working anymore. And this team is a perfect example of it. This team should be completely disbanded. It should be completely disbanded. They should move back to a stadium in DC with a completely different roster, completely different coach. Where they have Ron Rivera, give him a chance. Completely different owner and management. Because do you guys honestly buy that he didn't know anything about all this sexual harassment going on in the workplace? Do you honestly buy that? Because I don't for 1 minute. I think he just didn't care. I think he probably participated in it. And I also think that all these side stories that they said were lies, I think they're true. Because you have to think the worst of the worst people. So, Dan Snyder, look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you've been defeated. You've been torn apart. You've been embarrassed on a national stage because you stuck your chest out and you said what you were going to do and weren't going to do, and then you were made to do it. Because money makes the world go round, and when they take your money away, you're a slave to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Leave your comments on what you think about the team in Washington and what you think about the future, and should Dan Snyder be kicked out of the league. DD546, I'm out.